Afternoon, colleagues. Can you hear me? Can you see us? Can you hear us?
Can hear you and see you. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Just a change in personnel. We've got backline, attack, and skills coach of Emirates Lions, Ricardo Loubscher. Apologies for Albert. We've actually got the Springbok coaches here today for an alignment camp. So they've been working closely with our coaches. So if there's any questions relating to what they've been doing with the coaches and the players, that too's on the agenda. But yeah, I'll open the floor.
I'm happy to go if nobody else wants.
Thanks, Jan.
Ricardo, Nisa said, open the door for us. So please tell us what you and Jacques have been talking about.
I said to Sam, I knew you guys are going to jump onto it straight away. But yeah, no, it's lovely to have the Springbok coaches visiting for 2 days now. And that's all about just building relationships and sharing knowledge on both sides in terms of just feedback on some of the players. But yeah, it's lovely to have a different voice talking about the same things. So you get a bit of a confirmation in terms of what we want to achieve, but also those 1 or 2 ideas that can make a difference. So yeah, it's been a good visit, the 2 days.
You say 1 or 2 ideas. I mean, is it big issues you're talking about, or is it little things? Is it tweaks? I know you can't give away specifics, but give us an idea of what are the issues that you guys talk about.
I think it's not so much them trying to tell us what to do. It's more about, okay, just to get a better understanding. And from our side is, okay, what's working for them. And just maybe tap into that. And it's a simple thing like, okay, what is your week like? What is a normal day looking like if you in the Springbok setup? A lot of chat around detail from the team meetings onto the field, reviewing those sessions and just get feedback. So obviously what you can't do, you can't copy and paste. So we're working with different systems and we're in a different phase. But it's nice to have that confirmation. All right, we're on the right track with this. Yeah, there's maybe those 2 ideas that we can add to our week, or just in terms of our planning where we can be better with it.
Given the chat around that, do you think how close are the Lions to finally breaking? I mean, we're talking about the Lions as a company and in general both teams. How close you guys think getting that elusive win?
Yeah, we spoke about it after the Leinster performance that to get away with a 21-13, not a lot of teams can do that or achieve that, especially away from home. But it was brilliant for the boys to get that belief, and hopefully we can kick on. We spoke about it afterwards in the huddle to get them to a 21-13, and obviously we did a few things right. We talked about just putting them under pressure with the ball and without the ball. Still a work in progress for us is to turn our opportunities into points, but that will come with more experience and playing more together as a team.
Final one from me, injury-wise, any news, guys coming back or guys out this week?
Yeah, obviously with Vincent and Manu, it's nice to have them back. So we had a whole squad training with us yesterday and today. Yeah, we're looking at guys like Yanni, and just in general, it's good to have all those guys available. Notties, obviously having him back is also a blessing for us with our locks. Yeah, I think those guys will definitely make an impact if they're available for selection on the weekend.
Thanks, Jan. Ati, I see your hand up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Coach. Thanks for your time. Coach, just wanted to touch base on Vincent. If there was any dialogue between you guys and the Springboks regarding Vincent, was one of the players that was discussed within your meeting, and also just looking into the week game on the weekend. You talk about experience, and one of those things, do the players understand how to use the condition this side against the teams from up north. Would normally see how the cheaters, there would be the reference point, how they would just suffocate teams when they were down there in Bloemfontein. So how do you guys go about planning to use the weather conditions to your advantage? Thanks.
All right. Just on your first question, it's not the coaches talking directly to us in terms of which players they're having a look, and I'm sure even our head coach, he will be more sort of in talking to Jock and the rest of the Springbok management, but it's not them coming here talk about specific players or find out about specific players. It's just a general chat, just to get a feedback. How's a guy like, say, Stian or Tian, or a guy like Mornay, our 9, how's he tracking in terms of his development and just his work ethic off the field and obviously on the field. But second part of your question, we're looking. Our mindset is to see whether we can use the conditions to our favor, and obviously for them to come here on the high veld, as hopefully we can expose them with the altitude and probably the style of play that we want to bring to this game. They used to sort of more kicking game on that side, but they also show that they can play. So for us, is again, all right, but what are the positives we can take out of the Leinster performance? And we want to build on that and then try and get a focus on us. What can we, in terms of our 80% is our strengths, how can we make that better? And obviously, we're going to do our analysis on them, and hopefully we can exploit them in terms of those weaknesses.
Thank you, Artie. Any other question? Yes, Morgan.
Hi, Coach. I hope it's going well. Just in terms of game plan, it's now, you guys have had a few games where you've tried to play a more maybe expansive type of attacking game. Is there a thought of maybe going to a 10-man type of game plan for this weekend just to get that win under the belt?
Yeah, I think the funny thing is that when we spoke about just our game management, there's obviously our kicking game, especially when you go up north. So when you're facing, and I've mentioned it before, you're facing a 13+2 defense. In other words, they got 13 guys in that front line and just 2 guys at the back. It's hard to break that down. And one way of breaking that down is to use your kicking game and try and shape them with your kicking game and target kick spacing behind. And whether it's that down the middle between those 2 fullbacks, or if they start closing that space, we want to go to the corners, and that's where we can make use of that 50-22 rule. But definitely, we got to stick to our DNA and just hold on to the ball, but also to find that balance. We felt against Leinster, especially that first 10 minutes, we just overplayed a bit between halfway in our own 10, and that's where they want you to go there, and that's where they can force mistakes. Cardiff on the other end, they're sitting with a flaw that kicks well for poles. So you don't want to give them those opportunities to get in our half with silly mistakes, backfield, and play the game in the right areas. I know it's a cliche, but if they start dropping players to trying to cover our kicking game, so there must be space somewhere, and we need to find to exploit that space.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Morgan. So we'll take Carl and then the other Morgan. Go ahead, Carl. Carl, you can go. Nope. Okay, Morgan, let's go. Let's see.
Thanks, Anissa. How's Ricardo? Ricardo, you guys have had a few little trips up to Europe now, but how important is it to stick to the DNA of Lions rugby and play Lions rugby when you host Cardiff on Saturday, and not try and deviate from anything strange?
Yeah, but the funny thing about the Leinster performance was our plan was to try and get the ball in certain players' hands, and the plan was to be direct against them, and I think that worked nicely for us, and try and just be more physical and more direct against them, and we could see the longer the game went on, we got more reward from that. But you need to, I think, just your decision making, you need to be smart against these guys, because they they're making good decisions on defense. They don't overcommit. Their decision making at breakdown time is really good. So they don't overcommit. But what you're facing is probably 14 guys on their feet. So it's hard to break that down. But we need to come up with better solutions and see how we can break that 14+1 defense down. And that's one way of doing that is to use your attacking. And if they start covering those spaces, then hopefully we can keep the ball more in hand and take the ball to the edges and going through them by being more direct.
Thanks, Morgan.
And on that, you mentioned Leinster now. How much heart do you guys take out of the performance in Dublin?
Yeah, in hindsight is a beautiful thing. We walked away from that game and we thought, yes, with all the mistakes, with all the missed opportunities, we were in that game, and just our mindset going to that game was really to stay in the fight, take the game to them, put them under pressure with the ball and without the ball. We can definitely take a lot of positives from that game, and then one was our attitude, our mindset to stay in the fight. Secondly was we got into the right positions on the field. It's just about being more clinical once we get there. But I said it, with more experience and playing more together as a team, and I'm convinced that will come.
Thanks, Ricardo.
Thanks, Morgan. So Carl, are you with us? We'll take Carl and then Percy. Well, I think you might have been having connection issues. Percy, do you want to go?
So thank you so much for this opportunity. Good afternoon, colleagues. Goeiemiddag, Ricardo. So I would like to ask Ricardo in Afrikaans if possible, please.
That's right.
Thank you so much, sir. Ricardo, net kortliks, jammer, ek het klein bietjie later aangesluit by julle. Ek wil vanaf jou hoor gou, jy in al jou antwoorde sover verwys jy terug na julle wedstryd teen Leinster. Ek kry amper so 'n gevoel daar's 'n bietjie van 'n bloudruk wat julle uitgeleer het of iets wat julle baie touwys geword het daar uit daai wedstryd. Hoekom is daai so 'n belangrike maatstaf vir julle in die toernooi wat voorlê vir julle?
Ja, ek dink dit is belangrik. Daar's die Engelse woord is maar belief, en ons stap weg van daai game af en die spelers kon sien, en ons het 'n jong span en seker presies was ons baie jonk geweest, Roan, Kewan op heel agter, ons het Pikes gehad en so, maar daar was daai belief geweest, ons stap weg van daai game af, dit was so naby geweest, en as ons 1 of 2 kansse net afgerond het, dan kon dit die wedstryd kon eens wel anders geweest het. Aan die ander kant moet by sê, hulle het ook baie kansse gehad, maar dit was ons gesindheid in daai game wat my beïndruk het. Die manier hoe ons die game na hulle toe gevat het, waar die vorige games, en dit voel amper asof ons wag eers en ons kyk eers wat bring hulle, laat ons gaan, en dan miskien is dit omdat ons speel beter as ons toer, weg van die huis af, ek weet nie of dit so is nie, maar jy kry die gevoel, weg van die huis af, ons bietjie tighter as 'n span, ons bietjie meer van 'n eenheid. So ons het 'n goeie week gehad, die maandag was maar baie rustig, wat ons maar noem 'n flush out, die dinsdag het ons 'n kombineerde sessie gehad van attack en defense, die donderdag was maar net 'n bietjie van 'n kapteinsoefening geweest, maar daar was baie clarity rondom ons plan, en ek moet krediet gee aan die spelers, daar was hierdie selfbelief, maar ons kan dit doen, en as ons 1 of 2 kansse net kon afgerond het, was dit 'n ander game geweest.
Ricardo, as 'n moontlike opvolgvraag, kan ek dan vra, en jy sal my sê of dit 'n onregverdige vraag is, van julle self as bestuur, as spelers, natuurlik en julle ondersteuners, op 'n stadium gaan daar 'n draaipunt moet wees. Is julle confident, as jy confident as een van die afrigters dat hierdie naweek in Cardiff, julle het volgende wedstryd teen Munster, as julle 'n paar uitdagende wedstryde wat voor lê, hier een of ander tyd moet daar 'n draaipunt kom in julle vertonings?
Ja, en verseker, en dis hoekom ek altyd verwys na die Leinster game, en ek persoonlik gaan baie teleurgestel wees. So ons ten minste nie op dieselfde vlak kan perform en die nie beter is. So ons hoop vir beter. So ek sal baie teleurgestel wees as ons nie dieselfde performance kan gee nie.
En so kan I ask one last question, Ricardo, kan ek dan vra, een van my collega's het die vraag gevra, kry julle enige versterkings of volstaan julle met die groep wat julle tans het, meneer?
Ja, op die stadium is dit ons groep wat ons het. Ons het Manu en Wins wat nou ongelukkig nie beskikbaar was vir die Leinster game nie, maar hulle is terug, Noordnagel is terug. So is dit 'n redelike, ek dink daai versterkings kom op die regte tyd vir ons. So dit gaan 'n lekker wedstryd hopelik wees teen Cardiff. Hulle self 'n span wat hulle sit jou onder druk met hulle kicking game en hulle forceer foute en hulle speel maar basies van jou foute af. En ons moet net seker maak dat weet, ons druk ons stempel af op hulle.
Thanks, Percy. Morgan, see you back.
Yeah, Coach, I just to follow up on that question, and forgive me if you've already answered it. Has a guy like Rabs done enough to get into the URC squad? I know there wasn't much that could positives out of the Currie Cup game, but is he being considered for this weekend?
We touched on it this morning in our units meeting, and I said to the players that any URC player from our side going down to the Currie Cup, it's important for those guys to put in a performance that's worthy to bring them in contention for selection. And I know I've been on that side as a coach as well, coaching out of the Super Vodacom team. But in this instance, I know it's a Currie Cup team. But what we expect from those guys going down is to actually they need to perform like URC players. I'm not saying Rabs didn't do it. We want to go through his game, and the rest of the players go through that game and analyze it and just see where they.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Morgan. Are we happy, guys?
I'm happy, thank you.
All good, thanks.
Good, thanks.
Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good luck for the week.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Nisu.
Dankie, Ricardo.
Cheers, eh?